Hello guys, my name is Nicholas. I'm a part-time thrifter. I buy and sell online, I'm in for profit. So we're here at the bunker today and we've got quite a nice video. It's very selfish video again. And I'm having a meeting with my accountants, Awesome. And by the way, if anyone wants to get involved, all you've got to do is hit the link below in the description. You actually get 100 quid off, up to 100 quid off your first month after joining him. And the video is all about VAT. I'm getting registered in VAT this month, and I'm just asking the questions that I want to actually know as an e-commerce seller. And hopefully you actually enjoy this because I've got an Amazon and e-commerce expert accountant here, and I've asked them certain questions. And hopefully you enjoy this conversation. Jack, I was like, we've not done one of these for like ages, and he was like, "What do we need to do one of those?" And what do you want to do? I was like, "Well, next month I'm going VAT. If not, it might really be this month at some point. I'm actually going to be declaring for VAT." And I thought,
Sure.
what a good opportunity to actually do a video and like just saying all the different stuff about e-commerce sellers and actually VAT and everything for us. So, like, first thing, like, just to confirm, obviously, how do you when do they actually even need to pay for VAT? When do people need to start declaring for VAT for us?
So the most common reason to declare for VAT is when you reach a threshold of £85,000 in UK. That £85,000 is on your actual sales. So whatever you're selling online, the first figure that your customers are paying you into your Amazon or Shopify or wherever, whatever you're collecting from your end consumers, when that gets to £85,000, that's when you need to register. But then there's quite a few other things. Even if you're selling overseas, your whole sales accumulated together is working towards your £85,000. There are some exception to exempt item, but again, on e-commerce, you will normally sell either 0 rated or 20% rated items.
Right.
Um,
So
yeah.
no. So like the big one is like it's not 85K profit in it. That's the big one, really. It's
Yes.
85K revenue. So no matter what, like it doesn't matter if you're selling 70,000 on Amazon and 15 on eBay. They're both getting collected, correct?
Yes. So regardless of which channel or where you're selling, accumulated all together, how much you as a business or as a person have sold, that's what will count. And again, it's before any deductions or any claims. So regardless of how much Amazon charged you and how much they put into your account, you will be cushioned for that £85,000 on your actual sales for what you've sold your product for.
Perfect. Right. No.
But apart from that, there are other reasons that you might have to register for VAT, and namely, if you're a dropshipping business from 1st of January, if you're selling goods into the UK, but you don't store goods here, you get the goods as soon as you sell the item, then this does not apply to you, and the threshold does not apply to you. So you have to be registered from day one. So different circumstances will apply to you based on your business model, but the most common business model is being in UK, selling from UK, your threshold is £85,000.
I think it's quite similar to like when I was thinking of actually selling in Europe and I had to actually declare for VAT for the different European countries, wasn't it? I think so. It must be the similar scenario over here
Yeah,
for them.
you have to do it from day one, regardless of, because they have their own thresholds as well. But if you're selling from UK to Europe, then you have to be VAT registered from day one.
Get registered for them too. So like, so say I'm a seller who's on around 70K and they've got the Amazon app and they're actually seeing like over the next few months, I'm actually going to 85K. What should be the steps for them? What should we actually be doing?
So that's a really good question. What you have to be mindful of is when do you reach that threshold? So and when you do is depending on when you will be needing the VAT registration as well. So for example, today you look at your books and you see you're making £75,000, and in next 30 days you will be hitting your 85. So the day you realize that you will be hitting your £85,000 in the next 30 days, it becomes your consideration date. And by the 1st of next month, you have to be VAT registered. That will become your effective date. So it's not only hitting the £85,000, but also the realization that in next 30 days, you will be hitting. That's one scenario. And the other scenario is that you've already hit £85,000. Then the day you hit £85,000, first of the next month of during that day, so let's say 15th you hit £85,000, as soon as the first comes of next month, you have to be registered by then.
So like, what's the penalty for somebody who's not registered for VAT or somebody like who generally didn't know that basically, I know, and I speak to a lot of people that, and they message me on Instagram. I was like, I mean, first of all, I had a lot of people message me on Instagram on 26th of January saying they hadn't done the tax return for the year, so they were panicking left, right, and centre. I'm like, don't ask me, go and ask an accountant. Really, that's the biggest one. Like, this is why I'm with you guys, like, because I know it's all been sorted. All I've got to do is snap receipts now. But what happens if they do actually get to that 85 threshold and they've not actually registered for VAT? What's the procedure? Is it like black and white, or is it like a grey area, or?
No, it's quite black and white. It's an expectations of HMRC that if you're doing a business, you should be aware of all of the rules and regulation. They go to a certain extent that even if your accountant did not tell you that you should have, it's not accountant's problem. We will come for you. We will not go for the accountant. So it's that serious, right? So you have to be mindful of that. What happens in real life implication is that your effective date is the most important part, which is on which day you've effectively became VAT registered. As I said, you get 30 days extra to register yourself, but from that day, any sales that you make, the 20% of that sale will go to HMRC. So even if you did not register on time, you took that 30 days, you register yourself slightly late, from that day, the 20% of your sales will go. And obviously, not only from tax perspective, but obviously your sales, your margins, got a few things are involved. You need to be aware of it to just make sure you make the right choice at the right time. And if you do not declare that tax, and you say you registered 30 days later, and you're thinking, okay, from this day, I will start charging VAT, regardless of my effective date, HMRC will come and get that 20% from that effective date up until the date of registration. Plus, they will charge you penalties and fines for not declaring it properly. So it is quite serious. It is quite black and white, and you have to follow the rules just to be on the safe side.
No, like, yeah, I mean, perfect. Right. Just as well I've got to sort of with you guys. Now, so say to somebody or someone, what's the difference from someone who's got a limited company and I've not declared VAT, and someone has got declared VAT? Because like a lot of people I'm speaking to, they're saying to like, well, may as well just stay under 85,000 and don't pay VAT. So what, I mean, what would be your advice? Obviously, I imagine from the side of me, like, you don't want to limit it yourself to only 85,000 a year. You're trying to actually grow and scale your company in a bigger amount. But on a day-to-day basis, what does it mean? And I know it's quite a general question, so I don't know if you actually want to break it down for us. What does it mean for somebody being declared as a VAT? What's the difference really from somebody that's wasn't in January, but now it's February and they need to be VAT declared? What difference does it make for the business?
I think the first main difference would be how they do their bookkeeping and the paperwork behind it. But apart from the admin side, the actual business effect is not as severe as a lot of people think. You know, the first instant you'll think is, oh, 20% of my sales are going to go. Do I increase my price? Do I maintain the price and take a hit myself? 20% is a big margin, right? But what you're forgetting is that now that you're VAT registered, you can also claim the VAT back as well for everything that you have paid. Up until now, without VAT registration, you weren't able to do that. So all of the supplies that you get in your cost of goods sold, even if you're getting that from outside the UK or you're buying something from within the UK, you can claim the money back. Obviously, the condition is the people you're buying from are VAT registered or are they're overseas. So the net effect is a lot less than 20%, right? And because you're claiming all of that back, you're paying your accountant not charging you 20% VAT, you're going to claim that back. You're paying someone for marketing, you're paying someone for, designing your website, whatever you're paying. If there's a VAT implication, if you have paid, you will be able to get that money back. And the biggest one is the cost of goods sold, right? Anything you've bought inventory wise, you will be able to claim that 20% back. But in an overall sense, you should be VAT registered because that gives your business more authenticity, plus it gives you more credibility. If you have grown a business and you want to go take out a loan, you will be more preferred because, VAT registration kind of seems or it sees as if your business has matured enough.
Right, yeah.
And it's the next step in your business. So it's always a good step. It's not that financially aggressive, and overall it's a good thing to be here.
Yeah, because like I'll be honest with you, obviously with what I'm doing is selling on Amazon, and a lot of it is online. Because obviously I've got the young kid now, so the last thing I want to do is actually go to supermarkets all the time and scanning. So I'm ordering a lot of stuff, and I'm applying to wholesalers day in and day out, and I'm getting rejected. And I think it's because it's that VAT box that at the moment in time is empty. I've not got a VAT number, so I think they're probably thinking, what's the point of actually selling to them? I imagine, or as you said, the credibility, really for us. So when it's completely unrelated with this topic, but a few times I've sold something on Amazon and they're asking, the person who's bought it is asking for a VAT receipt.
Because you're not a VAT registered business, you should simply say back to them that you're buying goods from a non-VAT registered business. When
Yeah,
you're
perfect.
doing
Yeah,
zero
so
rate,
yeah,
but zero rate has different implications. Zero rate is saying that you're a VAT registered business, but you're selling zero rated items, which could be wrong. So just differentiate between them. But once you VAT registered, obviously you'll have to issue actual VAT invoices.
yeah, because like I use it. Sorry, I've got the invoice template, and I've not got the VAT. I mean, to be honest, the response says I'm not a VAT declared business, and my invoice is not got that 0% tax. Because obviously, I think the 0% tax is on baby goods, correct?
Got a few things. So baby clothes, food is like 5%, milk and stuff. So different products have different rates. Yeah.
different products have got different rates for us. Yeah. So I mean, it's not. I think the big one is what you actually said is right. You VAT registered. It is 20% tax on your profits, correct? Each time you actually go through with that, but you can actually claim it back. How often do you actually claim it back, and how do you receive that money?
What is happening is on day-to-day basis, you're getting sales in. Let's say you've had registered today. From today up until next 3 months, you're getting all of the sales in. So by the end of the 3 months, let's say you made £10,000 and overall 12,000 pounds with 2,000 pounds VAT and 10,000 pounds your actual sales, right? So you will keep that 2,000 pounds separate. Again, same during this 3 months period, you will start understanding your input VAT, which is whatever you have paid so far. So all 3 months worth of invoices for your accountants, all of the cost of goods sold that you have bought and sold, anything that you have paid in this 3 months period, let's say that comes to £1,000 worth of VAT. So you will do the calculation of £2,000 you have collected, you have paid £1,000, you will minus that and just pay back HMRC £1,000 at the end of the 3rd month.
Right. So is there an option then to do it every 3 months? Because obviously my self-assessment is at the moment every year, but I'm not VAT registered. So as VAT, is there an option to do it every 3 months, correct?
Yeah, the most standard way to do it is 3 months, but then there are other options. You can do it on monthly basis, you can do it on annual basis, but again, you have to meet certain conditions for it. But the most standard way to do it is every quarter.
Right. That's perfect, actually, every 3 months, because now at least you actually know what you're doing and you've not got a massive balloon payment at the end of the year for us. And again,
and
it's more.
VAT can be a really big payment. So it's really good to have it a quarterly basis. And also remember, accountants like us, we know exactly what you can claim back and what you cannot. So we make sure we do this working normally for you. So you don't have to worry about, calculating all of and doing the complex calculation. We do this calculation for you.
That's exactly, that's especially for an e-commerce side, really. That's the best thing for me, because really all I'm doing is I'm either forwarding the invoices to you guys or snapping receipts, either by email or by literally just using my phone. Is there a period of time that you actually can claim VAT before you're actually registered for VAT, if that makes sense?
Yes. So 2 things: services is 6 months, and products, I believe, is 4 years, something like that. So it's a lot of years. Whereas any services that you've got in last 6 months, for example, your accountants or anything else, and if you paid anyone for in last 6 months, that paid VAT as well, so you can claim that back on the date of registration.
Oh wow.
Any product that you have bought that is still in stock, so something you have not sold, and let's say your effective date was 10th of February today, and you still have £10,000 worth of stock left. So on that £10,000 which is left, you can claim the VAT back if you have paid.
All right, that's a big difference. So like, obviously, again, just it shows the importance how organized you've actually got to be, because you are literally leaving money on the table if you're not organized.
One of the biggest pain that I'm facing at the moment at OSOME is a client will come to us normally after VAT registration has passed, because now they're confused, now they're scared. They're like, can you help us with this? Definitely. Let's look into your books. They have thousands and thousands of pounds worth of inventory on the date of effective VAT registration date. But because they never maintain any of their invoices, we don't know out of this how much they can claim back.
Wow.
Because they're buying stock left and right, especially Amazon arbitrage, right?
Yeah,
They're
yeah, yeah.
buying stock from everywhere, and we need an actual invoice to claim the VAT back on those purchases. But that 10,000 pounds is random SKUs, right? You know, you have sold 10 of that, 100 of that. We don't have a very definite answer. So it's always a big mess to sort out. We literally have to sit down, look at all of the inventory, look at the invoices and match what is left out and then claim VAT on it.
Wow, and it's 4 years, 4 years. But obviously, I imagine as an Amazon reseller, you would have sold something in the 4 years. But it can easily, I mean, I myself at this moment in time, I could easily have 10,000 stock in Amazon, and like that's 2K. That's 2K. That if I wasn't
Yeah.
actually organized, I mean, for both ways, because obviously one way is considered as assets if I don't sell it, and then but now, as you said, like I can actually claim it back for VAT, and obviously I'm not paying VAT on my already money that's already been sorted out. I don't need to do anything extra with that. I can just claim VAT.
Yeah, you're literally claiming the money back that you have already paid, which you thought is gone, but you can actually claim that 20% back on the stock that you still have.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like OSOME offers this service, doesn't it? Like they're able to take me through their VAT service and help us through that and everything. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. We can help you register. And the first thing we can do for you is to understand what your exactly effective date is. So from that day, obviously, you know, you need to start charging that. You need to change your Amazon settings. The second thing is we can help you register and be prepared for it in admin terms. And then we can do your books to tell you in advance on how much your payment would be, you know, in this on this day. So you can, you know, get your cash flow ready.
No, I mean, and that's what you're trying to do is trying to establish that relationship. You don't want someone that's actually coming right at the end. You want someone that's got a few. I mean, obviously, I know you've actually have been dealing with people that come right in the end because a lot of people, a lot of the watchers and YouTube, a lot of subscribers that I've had last minute have actually come and contacted you, and you have been helping him out. But the ideal scenario is you've got someone that is actually collecting all the invoices, is collecting all the receipts, because then they can actually benefit the most by actually being organized.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I knew you could actually claim back some VAT, but I didn't realize it was 6 months for services, you said, and 4 years for products if you've got them unsold,
Yes.
correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, which is could be a big money. And again, another thing that I've learned is like you do it every 3 months, and obviously I'm with you guys, so I know this will be automated, and you can say, Nick, this is what's due, which is brilliant for me. And it just because at the moment in time, not going to lie, what I'm doing is I'm selling, and then I'm putting 20% away of my profit each month in order to actually be able to have that payment at the end.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people are just like, oh no, let's feed the beast and keep going and keep going. But then you get your 10,000 payment for HMRC and you're thinking, oh, what have I done?
The good part is you're keeping 20% away, but because you will be able to claim a lot, so you will end up having a bit of a cash left for you because you will not be paying the whole 20%. So that's always a good feeling that you always thought, you know, you will be paying something and then you pay less of it. So it's always a good feeling.
No, that's for me. Is just the way I work, and it's like I know what I've got to goal, and for like me saying every 3 months, I think that's actually very manageable and having it controlled for us. Can I just ask? Because this is a very selfish question. Obviously, I've got a limited company at this moment in time. Am I correct to believe that you can actually claim 2,000 tax-free dividends for each shareholder or not?
Yes. So again, this is slightly off
Yeah, it's
VAT.
completely unrelated to VAT. I'm really sorry. It just popped out
No,
in
no,
my head.
no.
Completely
Look,
unrelated.
that's my job, right? My job is to help and understand the world of tax. So if you're a limited company and you're one of the directors and the shareholders, mainly if you're a shareholder, then when you have done all of your taxes, so you made the sales, you made all of the expenses, you paid VAT, you paid your PAYE, at the very end, you will get net profit. And on that net profit, you will pay 19% corporation tax. You know, that's for everyone.
Yeah.
Now, whatever is left behind after paying corporation tax, that's the money that you can take out as dividends for your personal, for yourself, basically, as a business owner. On that, the first £2,000 you take out is tax-free for the whole.
Right.
And after that, you pay 7.5% up until £50,000, and then 32.5% anything above £50,000. But again, remember that £50,000 includes all of your income, not just
Yeah.
the
So for me, like as I'm a PAYE person at this moment in time, in a full-time job, I've got only 10,000, so I've got the gap of 2,000, I've got 8,000, and so on. Obviously, gets taxed at a different amount.
Yes.
But no, I mean, it's just something that I've been reading and something I've actually been. I don't take any money out of the business. I don't pay myself or anything. It's just I've got an employee, but I'm not paying myself anything in the business. The money goes in and goes out. And in my head, I'm thinking, if I just think you can get that 2,000 tax free at the end of the year. So it's nice. It's nice to know that I've got that goal.
You definitely have, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's brilliant. Yeah, because obviously I'm very, very lucky that I've worked full time and this is something that I do on the side. And by not taking the money out of it, I can actually grow it. And obviously it's growing now with you guys to 85,000. Like obviously I've gone from 40,000, I think I signed up with you guys, was I self-employed, and now I've gone to a limited company. It's so nice because I don't need to actually spend an hour or two that I used to spend doing my taxes, uploading the receipts and actually trying to put left and right. And as you said, everything's automated with you guys. This is why it's good. All the receipts are being automated. It's not as if you've got one person just, again, doing the left and right. Everything's automated. You consolidate. And as a reseller, I am probably exactly the same as everyone else. I'm horrible actually keeping receipts. I'm keeping receipts, but uploading sometimes I do forget. So like last month I said to awesome guys, can you just make a spreadsheet for me? What's missing? What do I need to consolidate? And I got that the day after, and I'm just been uploading and what needs to be consolidated, which is brilliant really for us, because that's what you need. You need somebody to keep you in check. Because that's a completely different side of the business, which if you're smart and if you're clever, it can actually be it can make you some money, and knowing what you're actually claiming, that's the big one.
Definitely.
No, I mean, I'm actually, I wouldn't say excited for VAT because it is quite scary. It is quite scary. You're thinking like, oh, the margins are actually going down. But if you're organized, it's not just 20% of your profits going away. It might be 5, it might be 7, depending on how expensive your goods were. But it's not as black and white. It's not as just like, oh, you've lost 20% now. That's it, gone. So for me, I think that's a really, really clear.
One thing that I would say is that you really have to understand on your business model and the industry that you're working in. E-commerce, luckily, is very good in this instance. So, for example, if you're in the UK, you're buying goods from retailers, always make sure that you ask for the VAT invoice, because all big chains are VAT registered businesses, right? So they're definitely making more than £85,000. So you need to definitely get your invoices from them. But if you're buying goods from outside the UK, like China is the most common place, right? In China, there are 2 types of services, DDP and DAP. Now, a lot of people go for DDP, delivery duty paid, which means that you will get your goods delivered in UK in your warehouse, and all you need to do is just pay your suppliers, and they will take care of everything. Now, it seems really good, no hassle. You just need to pay them, and everything will be shipped to you. But you're going to lose out on your import VAT, because they are the one who are paying it on your behalf, because you're paying them an extra money to do all of that paperwork for you. But if you do DAP, delivery at place, what that means is that your supplier will just push the items into your UK shows. You will need to declare the customs and pay the import VAT. Now, when you pay that import VAT on your VAT number, you can actually claim that back. So anything that you're getting from China, you can actually claim the 20% back through DAP. So, the reason I'm giving this example is that I've seen it a lot of time. My clients, they don't even know that they've been VAT registered for a while. And obviously I had to tell them, and they were surprised that they've been losing out on that 20% on the shipments. So things like that, my advice is to understand what your business model is, and actually what are the things you can claim back, and do claim that back.
Well, I mean, that's a big, big, big example, to be honest. Like, I mean, I wouldn't know. Like, if I'll be honest with you, if I had the option of like they're doing all my VAT stuff and everything, they do everything, I would just pay them. But obviously, if you can just claim the whole amount back, that 20%, what a big difference that would actually make when importing, especially from China. Because if the bulk orders even 5,000-6,000 at a time, it does actually add up every time that you're doing this. Um, no, like, I mean, have you? For me, it's just like I feel a lot more relief going forwards. Really, for us, my answers have definitely been, my questions have definitely been answered. Even, have you got anything like that's popped up, anything major, and when it comes to like the VAT scene and e-commerce, like you've actually noticed yourself something like big that you need to actually mention for yourself, or I don't know what it could potentially be. I know I'm just putting you on
No,
the spot, really.
no, that's fine. With the e-commerce, as I mentioned, it's we're quite lucky because there's certain rules and regulation that work in a way that helps VAT registered businesses to claim a lot of money back. So, for example, from 1st of January, you can actually defer your import VAT. So what that means is that, let's say you get a consignment of £10,000, your shipment is coming into UK. At normally before January 2021, custom border will ask you to pay that 20% extra before your goods are released. Now you can defer it. What that means is you do not need to pay it. You can put it on a tab with HMRC.
Wow.
Get your goods released, and on your next VAT return,
Just cross that, isn't it?
just cross it out with your, so all it becomes is numbers and papers at the end rather than actually throwing the cash out. So my simple advice would be to understand how the supply chain works and what are the things you can claim, and if there are any tweaks in that can help you with your cash flow, and be VAT registered, because once you hit that threshold, is mandatory, but it will only help you to grow your business further.
To grow your business further. No, I mean, that's brilliant, Tim. Seriously, that's absolutely fantastic for us. A big. I mean, I'm hoping that's actually changed the idea for a lot of people registering with VAT and thinking, no, I'm just going to stop at that 85 threshold, because actually, I mean, you're trying to grow your business, and the way to growing your business is actually starting importing goods. And especially when you say it's like literally balancing an equation of here's the X and here's the X and just crossing you out with each other. I mean, that would make a big difference. But no, I mean, thank you so much for your time today. It is just to say to everyone, guys, this is Thursday. This is like at 7:30. People at Awesome never stop working. So no, but seriously, mate, just thank you so much. Right, guys. So hope you actually enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs up. And if you can subscribe, that's absolutely brilliant. Again, as mentioned at the beginning, Awesome are the accountants that I use and I have been using since May last year. And if you actually click the link below in the description, you actually get a free call with them and up to 100 quid off your first month membership with them. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And as always, keep thrifting.